Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a 5 looks 1 palette video with the Midnight Sun palette from Pat McGrath. I'm so excited to finally be playing with this one and doing a 5 looks 1 palette video. I know that quite a few of you have been requesting it and it's been in the works for a while, okay? I just had other content to do as well, but I cannot wait for you guys to see the looks that I came up with. Of course, the palette and everything that I'm wearing on my face are going to be linked down in the description box of this video. So if you're going to go for the palette or anything else that I'm wearing, make sure that you please use the links down there. With that said, I have 5 looks to get into that I'm so excited for. Please let me know as you watch them which one is your favorite, and I'll let you know what my favorite one is towards the end of the video. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, my name is Patty. I love to review makeup products and I also love to play in my eyeshadow palettes. So I have 5 looks 1 palette videos like this one with a lot of the most popular palettes out there. Make sure that you check them out and please subscribe before you leave. Now let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting the first look with the color Taboo, and I'm using my REPHR number 15 brush to distribute it. In order to blend things out, I tend to do a combination between windshield wiper motions like these and little circles like these. So you'll see me do little circles across the crease area. Once my transition color is in place, I grab the color Extreme Dusk, and I'm using my REPHR number 1 brush to first place it on the outer corner of the eyelid. And once I have it placed there, I'm going to start blending it upwards into the transition shade. Since I already have my face makeup on, I'm grabbing a little bit more of that shade on my number 1 brush, and I'm also going to back and forth blend it underneath my eyelid. Since that color is the darkest one, I'm only taking that one around halfway in underneath the eye. And then make sure you connect it right here towards the end. With my REPHR number 2 brush, I'm grabbing the color Bronze Eclipse, and I'm going to tap that color around the center of the eyelid. So I'm patting it in place around the center of the eyelid and slightly blending it into that outer corner deeper shade. With the same flat brush, I'm grabbing the color Jubilee, and I'm making that the inner third of the eyelid. So as you can see, I'm just patting it on the inner third and blending it into the color that I put in the center of the eyelid. And I'm patting and dragging that color. For the inner corner highlighter, I grabbed the color Skin Show Gold, and I'm tapping it on the inner corner and slightly blending it in over the eyelid area. First tapping it in place and then blending it in ever so slightly. And now I'm using the color Astro Solstice, again on that same brush, and I'm going to start tapping it on the inner third of the eyelid. So a little bit over the inner corner and a little bit over the color Jubilee. And this is a very sparkly but kind of translucent shade, so you can still see the gold underneath it, but now it's like a lot more fun. Lastly, with my REPHR number 1 brush and the color Taboo, I'm going to smoke out the lower lash line by back and forth blending that color underneath the eye. I'm grabbing my Bedroom Black eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury and putting it in the waterline. Okay, and this is how things are looking before mascara or lashes. Okay, and this is the final first look with the Mothership number 6 palette. A really nice gold bronzy look with lots of sparkles. This one can literally be worn anywhere and for any occasion. And I'm obsessed with the dark brown in the outer corner. I think it complements so many different looks and the pigmentation is perfect. It's the perfect neutral brown. Let's move on to look number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and start the second look once again with the color Taboo on the crease, and I'm using my REPHR number 16 brush to blend this color back and forth. I'm adding a little bit extra to my outer corner, kind of like stamping it in place so that we can build up that color. And now that it's there, I'm going to start once again just blending it with my brush to diffuse it really nicely and make it into my transition shade. Next step, with my REPHR number 1 brush, I'm grabbing the color Vermilion Venom, and I'm going to tap it on the outer and the inner corners of my eye. And then from there, I'm going to start doing little circles around the area to blend it out. And I'm extending it on the crease. Same thing with the outer corner side, just extending it until it's nice and diffused. Back with my number 16, I'm just making sure that my colors look nice and blended into one another. I'm going to add a little bit more of that reddish matte tone on the outer corner of the eye. And unfortunately, it looks like one of my brushes had some leftover shimmer because I have shimmer all over. That is not meant to be there, but that's okay. It's not too much. So I'm just going to work with it. Okay, so now that both colors have the intensity that I want them to, I'm going to get the color Blood Moon 005. And I'm going to tap it right in the center of my eyelid. So I'm just tapping it in place with my finger and go over the edges of the matte colors a little bit. Back with my number 1 brush, I'm going to tap the edges of the shimmer. And this is going to help to just blend everything together nicely. And next, with the tip of my finger, I'm grabbing the color Astral Solstice and I'm going to put it right through the center of this eye look. And I went ahead and extended it past my crease. So this is what we have so far. The reason I do this is because when my eye is open, I want you to still be able to see all those fun shimmers. So let me go ahead and do the under eye next. I have the color Vermilion Venom once again on my number 13 brush, this time from REPHR. And I'm going to add it to the outer and the inner corners of my under eye. With my pinky finger, I'm grabbing a little bit of my Astral Solstice shade and I'm going to put it right underneath my eye in the center here. Just tap it in place. This might have a little bit of fallout, but I already powdered my under eyes, so we should be able to take it off easily. With the color Taboo on my REPHR number 14 brush, I'm going to diffuse the under eye area, connecting it to the top of the eye on the outer corner. And last but not least, we're doing Skin Show Moon Glow on the inner corner of the eye. And I'm using my REPHR number 28 for this. Just tap it right there on that inner corner and blend it in ever so slightly. Okay, just like this, let me go ahead and do some mascara and lashes and I'll show you the final second look. I'm back with a little bit of mascara and some Ardell Wispy lashes on, and this is the final second look. I also went ahead and lined my waterline with my Pillow Talk eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury, and I really love the way that that eyeliner matched this eye look. So yeah, this is the second look right here. I love sparkles and I love warm tones, so this eye look is right up my alley. I definitely really loved it. Let's go ahead and move on to the third look. Okay, let's go ahead and start the third look, and I'm going to do it with the color Taboo, of course, because this is the ideal transition shade in this palette, and I'm using my REPHR number 16 brush. I'm just kind of back and forth blending that color through the crease of my eye. With that number 16 brush, just back and forth, and also doing windshield wiper motions. A little bit more of that color on the outer corner of the eye, and I'm just back and forth blending it. Next, I'm grabbing the color Extreme Dusk with that same number 16 brush, and I'm going to start by tapping it on the outer corner of the eye and start blending it into the crease. And for this look, I think we're going to make it nice and smoky and elegant, but I'm not going to use any of the Astral Blitz shades for this one. I think I want to do at least one look that it's not, you know, a sparkle fest. Okay, so here's how those two colors blended together. With my REPHR number 14, I'm grabbing a little bit more Extreme Dusk and I'm blending it halfway in on my eyelid, just by back and forth blending the color on the eyelid, making it a little bit more intense. And this is going to be a pretty dark smoky eye because we're using a lot of that color Extreme Dusk, which, by the way, I'm obsessed with. It is the perfect dark brown shade. It's beautiful. So that was with my number 14 brush, which is like a very fluffy yet thin blending brush. And now with the tip of my finger, I'm going to use the color Bronze Eclipse on the inner half of my eyelid. This is just a nice bronzy shimmer shade. It doesn't have any sparkles, but it is a shimmer finish. And with my number 14 brush, I'm blending any edges right in the center of the eyelid here. I'm going to put on some concealer and I'll be right back to finish this one up. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and applied some concealer and I also used a brown eyeliner right in my waterline. So next, with my number 13 brush from REPHR and the color Extreme Dusk, I'm going to do my under eye. So I'm back and forth just blending that shade in there. And of course, make sure it meets with the outer corner right here at the end. Now with the REPHR number 14 and the color Taboo, we are going to smoke that down a little further. Make sure it matches the top, back and forth with my number 14 from REPHR. And last but not least, Skin Show Moon Glow right here on the inner corner with the number 28 brush, and I'm going to blend it in a little bit. Okay, so this is what I have before mascara and lashes. Let me go ahead and do some of that and come back to show you the final look number 3. Okay, so this is the third look after mascara and lashes. I absolutely love this one. This one is very versatile. It's not a sparkle fest, which is nice, but it still has some really pretty shimmers on the inner corner and eyelid. It's a very nice bronzy smoky eye. So I absolutely love it if you want a less sparkly look with this palette. But the rest of the looks are of course going to be filled with beautiful astral dual chrome shades and sparkles, because that is my favorite thing about Pat McGrath palettes. So let's go ahead and move on to the fourth look. Okay, I'm starting the fourth look with the color Extreme Dusk. I'm using my REPHR number 15 brush, and I'm going to just first tap it on the outer corner of the eye to build up intensity on that shade, and then I'm going to start to do little circles around it, just move it back and forth to diffuse that shade. A little bit more of that same color and just tap 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 it, and then with that brush I'm going to blend it out and extend it inwards a little bit by doing windshield wiper motions in. This is what I love about Pat McGrath matte shades. That is one color, and look at how intense it looks on the outer corner and how blended it looks on the crease. Just the one shade. Her mattes are super versatile. Okay, building intensity with that same color once again, just because I blended it out. And I do want it to be intense on this outer corner part, but I didn't want to use Taboo as a transition shade. I wanted my transition shade to be really nice and cool toned. So that is why I decided to just use that same shade and really blend it out and diffuse it to be my transition as well. Again, the fact that that is all one shade blows my mind. Anyways, let's move on to the next step. I've been dying to use the color Blitz Violet Orchid, and it is finally time. I'm going to just put it right in the center of my eyelid and blend it forward. This is going to be the star of the show for look number 4. Just tapping it on the eyelid. And I'm going to run my number 15 brush through the edge back here to really blend them into one another. I definitely want to add extra sparkles to this look, so with the color Astral Solstice, I'm going to tap it over that purpley blue shade so that we can make it really sparkle. And I'm just tapping it over with my finger. That is so pretty. I absolutely love that. I'm going to use the color Extreme Dusk underneath my eye. With my REPHR number 3 brush, I'm just running it under my lower lashes, connecting it right here at the end. I just run the Chanel eyeliner in the color Marine right through my waterline right there. And with my REPHR number 28, I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line by just back and forth blending out that Extreme Dusk shade, just like I did on the top. Just really blended. On the inner corner, I'm going to use the color Skin Show Nude Glow, and I'm applying it with the REPHR number 28. And then I'm adding sparkles with Astral Solstice over the top of the inner corner of the eye. Okay, so here's what things are looking like. Let me do mascara and lashes and show you guys the final fourth look. Okay, here we go. I'm back with some mascara and again Ardell Wispies on, and this is the final fourth look. I absolutely love this purpley blue sparkly moment we're having. This is such a nice look, and I also love that I didn't use the color Taboo and I was able to blend out Extreme Dusk to be a nice transition shade for me, because that makes this look a true cool toned look, and I absolutely love that. So super impressed by this one. This one is so glamorous. I absolutely love the way that it came out, and I hope that you guys like it too. Let's go ahead and move on to the fifth and final look. I'm back, and let's go ahead and get started with the fifth and final look. First, I'm grabbing the color Taboo with my number 15 brush, and I'm going to blend it on the crease of my eye. So first I kind of like tapped around the crease with it to build a little bit of color. And now I'm just blending out that shade. I'm going to add a little bit extra to the outer and inner corners of my eyelid and windshield wiper motions to really help diffuse it. And I don't remember what I did for the first eye look, but eye looks 2 through 5, I've prepped my eyelids with the Rare Beauty primer, which I am still loving. Switching to my REPHR number 1 brush, I grabbed the color Extreme Dusk and I'm going to pat it on the outer third of my eyelid. And also on the inner third of my eyelid, I'm going to start blending it out. So I'm going to do little circles around where I placed it and connect it in the center of the crease up here. And do little windshield wiper motions to blend it upwards towards the crease of the eye. Just blending it in with the color Taboo. I'm adding a little bit more intensity by just tapping a little more of that shade right where I want it. And I'm still using my REPHR number 1 brush. And if you need to go back with your fluffier blending brush just to make sure that the colors are mixing nicely into one another. With my REPHR number 3 brush and the color Extreme Dusk, I'm going to darken up the under eye on the outer and the inner third of the under eye area. And then with a small fluffy brush, in this case my REPHR number 13, I'm going to smoke out the under eye and make it meet with the top right here at the end. Just back and forth blending it. For the center of the eyelid, I'm grabbing the color Wicked Envy with my finger and I'm going to tap it right in the center where I've left a blank. And I'm going to just build it up in that area and tap it over the matte brown shades ever so slightly to mix them in. And with the same color, I'm going to do the same thing to the center of my under eye. Just tap it right there, close to my lashes. Now this on its own is absolutely beautiful, but I did want it to be a little bit more of a golden olive center of the eyelid. So I'm grabbing a little bit of the color Jubilee also on my finger and tapping it over that green shade, and it makes it just have a little bit more of a golden green tone, and it makes it so pretty and a little bit more shiny. And again, we are doing the same thing to the under eye right in the center. I totally forgot I started this eye look already with my waterline done, and the color I used was 944 from Chanel. I love this eyeliner, it's like a deep green shade. And now I'm using the color Skin Show Moon Glow right in the inner corner of the eye. Alright, I'm back with some mascara and lashes on, and this is the final 5th look. Absolutely love this one. Definitely one of my favorite ones that I created today. I cannot wait to hear you guys' thoughts on this palette, on the looks that I created, and to see which look you guys vote for. I definitely love this green shade in the middle, and I like it even more because I put that gold shimmer over top of it and it became a true olive with a hint of gold type of shade. I just really love the way that this one looks. Alright, so that was all 5 looks with my Midnight Sun palette. I definitely hope that you guys loved it. If I had to pick a favorite among the 5, I think my favorite was definitely look number 2 because I cannot resist a warm halo eye with tons and tons of sparkles. I absolutely love the way that look number 2 came out, so that one I think is my favorite. But then my second favorite I think is this one right over here. I definitely loved adding that gold on top of the green shade. I think it was a really good decision and it made this eye look stand out for me as well. So looks 2 and 5 were my favorite. I also really loved the 4th look. So I have a lot of favorites in this video. I'm so glad I finally got to play with my Midnight Sun palette and create some looks for you guys. Please let me know which look was your favorite down in the comment section. And also, if you recreate any of these looks and you post them, please tag my Instagram at Patty C. Alonso. I would love to see your guys' looks with the palette. If after watching this video you're inspired to grab this palette, definitely use my link down below to do so. When you shop through my links, you are helping out my channel and I definitely really appreciate it. If you like the video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. I have 5 looks 1 palette videos with a lot of the most popular palettes out there. So there is a lot of these videos to watch here on my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you so much and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!